Hello and welcome to this demo video. Before we get started, I'd just like to explain to you a few things which will relate to all of the basic range spreadsheets. Number one, there is a key on the intro and setup tab of all of the spreadsheets showing what the different color headers mean. The blue headers mean that the cell's formulated, so it's locked and you can't change it. The yellow headers are where you can input data, and occasionally there might be some gray headers, which is just a different kind of data input, but we'll include instructions as and when that happens. The other thing that you can be aware of is there are ways in which you can damage the spreadsheet. So please do take a look at the link where you see this image, which will take you to a web page to show you how to better preserve your spreadsheet. Please feel free to keep a blank version of the spreadsheet somewhere, so that if you do mess up a spreadsheet that you're using, you can in fact just open a new one, a blank one. And some of the spreadsheets only last for a year, and then you've got a blank one to start the following year. So do keep a blank copy as a backup somewhere. And lastly, wherever you see this image, you can click on it. It'll take you back to the store where you purchased this product to see if you've got anything, any more products. One last thing, to see a demo video, you can click on this on a link that looks like this in order to go to the demo video, but that'll take you to the most recent demo. If in fact we've done upgrades and you're using an older version and you'd like to see the demo relating to your version, then do click on the watch on YouTube link, which will take you to that specific video on YouTube. So I think that's all you need to know. So without further ado, let's move on to this demo video. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to this demo video for the LinkedIn connection report. This is if you use LinkedIn, not necessarily for business. A lot of the other spreadsheets of your business account, this is for your personal profile. You can go into your personal profile. I'll show you in a minute how to download a list of all of your contacts, and you put that list into the spreadsheet and it gives you some useful information. I will show you how it works. First and foremost, just put your name in there. That's just for the spreadsheet onto the report. And then if you sign up for our email newsletter, monthly email newsletter, you'll get a 4-digit code which you can put into here. If you put that in there, that red cross turns to a green tick and it will unlock some bonus content on the spreadsheet. I'll show you what that is as well when we get there. Here's a link to a demo video on our website, and there's the link if you'd like to watch it on YouTube. I think that's all from the first page. Let's move right on. You've got two pages here, raw data 1, raw data 2. Raw data 2 is where you put the most recent download. Because the idea behind the spreadsheet is twofold. The first thing it does is it uses raw data 2 to create your LinkedIn connection growth report, which I'll show you in a minute when I put some information in. And then it compares raw data 2 with raw data 1, which was your last download, and it will actually show you which of those contacts have either changed jobs or positions, or which of those contacts you've lost between the two downloads for whatever reason that might be. So how does it work? There you need to put your last lot of raw data here. When you download another batch, say in a month's time or 2 months' time, and you want to compare the two, then what you do is you come to raw data 2, you highlight where the data that you've got, you right click copy, and you go back to this data and you right click paste values. Never ever paste, always paste values. When you're using an existing template, always use paste values, otherwise you overwrite a lot of the formatting that's been done. When you get your list, I'm going to show you how to get your download list, but I'm not going to show you mine because obviously it's got all the names on it. But when you're copying the data from the raw list that you download into the spreadsheet, same thing, copy that data, right click, paste values. So what you would do is once you've got raw data in the second one, and you do another download, then you copy this data, paste values across to here, then come back to the raw data to once you've done that paste, highlight the data, right click, clear contents. Once you've cleared the contents, you can then put the new data in here. And then what this contact changes will do is it'll compare that as your old data, this is your new data, and it'll tell you what changes have been made. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this video for a second. I'm going to put the data into the spreadsheet, and then I'm going to come back and explain how I'm going to show you this LinkedIn connection growth and the contact changes tabs. All right, and here we are back again. I've now put 2 blocks of data in, so this is the second batch of data, so you can see over all the months for the last 10 years how many contacts I've acquired each month. So you can see obviously of late there was a patch there where I put in a bit of effort, and of late I've been putting in quite a bit of effort to get some more contacts. So this just shows you how many new contacts you've added per month. So you can see where you've been productive in adding contacts and where you haven't been. Here you can see a breakdown by year, monthly comparison. So you can see July this year I did really well. You can see a breakdown month per month, year on year. Here you can see annual totals of how many new people you've acquired uh, in each of those years. Here you can see a breakdown per year, so you can see the different breakdown of which months in each year you've actually acquired new contacts. You can see an annual comparison based on the year and how they've each fared against each other. And then down towards the bottom, you can see your current year, where you are, what it's predicting you should be able to get based on your connections so far, and your average for all the other years, what you've done. And then right down at the bottom, you can see a 1 month connection report. So you can basically just go and select the month that you want to see and select the year. And then you can see a breakdown on all the different days of where you've had good connections on each of the different days. And then select month. This is the selected month versus the same month of other years, average for all other Julys. And then you can see all the other months in 2019 compared to that month, how you've compared for that particular month. So loads and loads and loads of data that may or may not be useful to you, but that's all on your connection growth. The other one is your contact changes. Now I've made two changes on my contacts, so that something will pop up here. But essentially, your first one is your change jobs or positions, and anything that's changed is in yellow. So what I did was I went and got my name, and I put on the first one uh, spreadsheet creator, and I put master spreadsheet creator. So as you can see, because it's changed, that highlights in yellow. So what this will do is it'll show you a list of all your contacts who have had either their position change or their company change. So you can go and see who's changed positions or who's changed companies, because a lot of people have said that they have connections, and then the connections move on to a new job, and they don't know that they've got they've got a connection within that particular industry or whatever the case might be, and they want to keep on top of that. So this will give you a list, and it will highlight in yellow anything that's changed. It'll only bring through people who have actually had some kind of change. If they haven't, they won't come through to this list. Alternatively, you can go and have a look at the other drop-down option, which is remove contacts. Now I took my wife off my connection list from one to the other, so what you can see here is that she's now gone. It'll show you a list of those that were here, that were connected, but are no longer connected, so you can see who's actually removed you or who you've removed, which is quite interesting because LinkedIn doesn't actually show you when people remove you as a contact. This will. As you can see at the top here, it's page number 1 of a possible one. As you change those to the two different options, it'll tell you it might change here depending on how many you've got on each of the lists. If you've got a page 2, you can just come here and click there, page 2, and as you see there it goes 27, 28, 29. It gives you the new page. There's nothing on this page, so there isn't any, but if there were, you'd be able to see the next load of data. So if you scroll down, it only goes down 26. Now, as you can see, these are all locked. Those are locked because I haven't put the 4-digit code in. If I were to go in and put the 4-digit code in, there you go. You'd see those would all turn into numbers, and now you have the full list. So if you don't have access to these full lists, please do go and sign up for the newsletter, get that 4-digit code, and put it into the spreadsheet, and then you'll see it'll unlock that bonus content. So now you can see the change jobs or positions. You can see which contacts have been removed since the last list update. You can see all that information that we showed you on the LinkedIn connection and growth report, and it all comes down to putting in the last batch of data and the previous batch that you've downloaded. Now, how do you get this data? That's what you're probably asking. So if we go to LinkedIn and you go to your profile, the me at the top, and you say settings and privacy, it'll open up in a new tab, and you can go to how LinkedIn uses your data, download your data, and then it'll ask you which of your data, and you just say connections, and then you say request archive, and it says it'll be ready in about 10 minutes. If you request the archive, click on that, it'll ask you for your password. once you put your password in, it'll do the download, and you might have to wait. Then you can close LinkedIn, and it'll send you an email to say that that download's ready, and there'll be a link to come back here again. You come back here again, and it'll give you a download option, and you can download that CSV, and then that CSV gets pasted into the raw data too. I'm not going to go there now because I've got my contact list there. And raw data 2 data first can be done. They can be transferred to raw data 1 using copy and paste values. Put the new data in raw data 2, and that will update the spreadsheet. So I hope that makes sense to you. I hope that's useful to you. And if it is, I wish you all the best with your LinkedIn marketing. Thank you and goodbye.